You guys get going.
You want to dig into these tools?
Get doing
Talk about some best practices? Right. Yeah? Okay, let's do that.
Yep.
All right, let's just jump right in. We are going to start out with talking about integrated inbox. So we already did kind of a gloss over. We know what it is, right? So now we're going to go into some details on how to use it and what the best practices are. So I'm going to start there with some tips. And some of this is stuff you guys have been trained on for a really long time, but we're going to start by reviewing the basics, all right? So one, what you should do is you should take over a rAIya conversation, right? rAIya is fantastic. But any way we slice it, she's still a computer. And sometimes she might say something that's a little bit different than what we would say, right? So take over that conversation, but take it over as rAIya. You guys heard Chris say that earlier. Take it over as rAIya. Don't introduce yourself. Don't add another level or a layer of complication. Don't go in and start texting from a different number. Keep the consistency going with the goal of setting up an appointment for a phone call. I've got all this information. I have an agent available for you right now. Can you jump on a quick call with Tiffany? Because they've already been talking. Okay, great. She's going to call you from this phone number. And now I think actually I'm going to change our process from that last panel, and I'm going to loop in Tiffany into the conversation. I've included Tiffany on this call or on this text thread, so you have her number. She's calling you now, right? I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. All right. So don't introduce yourself. Don't confuse people. Another thing that you should do is close conversations in the inbox. And we are going to go in here and we'll show you exactly what we're talking about. But if you're using inboxes, there's a place where you can hit the close button so it's removed from your view. Close those conversations that are complete. Get them out of your way. But what you should not do is close conversations if you've jumped into the conversation and you're waiting on a reply back, right? If you've taken over the conversation and you've sent something to this lead and you're waiting for them to respond to you, keep that open in your inbox so that you can go back to it and double check, right? So we don't miss those responses. That happens sometimes, right? Where we go back and we say, oh my gosh, I took this conversation over.
It normally happens.
It normally happens.
We have notification fatigue. It's distracting. Yep. It's overwhelming.
Yep.
So to have it in one place is huge.
Yeah. So that's something. Keep those conversations open until they should be closed. And then the other thing you should do is use rAIya text templates in the inbox. What?
Who's taken the time to actually create a series or an entire folder of responses and templates coming from rAIya, so you don't have to do it each time? I think I saw one hand come up, a couple.
No, 3.5.
Cheater, I see that you guys are cheating in the middle because I think I might have built those for you.
So guess what? Guess what? You guys don't tell Gabe, but we're gonna give all of his text templates away.
Yep.
Yes.
So who wants Gabe's text templates?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Cheater.
Awesome. So here's how this works though, right? So if you don't already know, this little button on the bottom, that's where you can add a text from a template. Once you have these loaded, and again, we're going to show you how to do this. We're going to go live. But once you have these loaded into your account, then the text templates are going to come up. Now look, you see where this lead said to rAIya, no longer interested, thank you. What normally happens in that situation? You get a text message that rAIya has a response. You look at it, they say no longer interested, and you say, okay.
Yeah, be honest, what happens? What are most of us doing in here?
Right? Nothing.
I heard somebody, nothing.
Right? We're doing nothing. So instead, what we can do is we can send this response right here, no longer looking to buy a house. And maybe we can keep the conversation going a little bit longer, right? Maybe we can overcome that. Why aren't you looking anymore? And there's a couple of options in here on what to say if they say no longer interested.
Well, and the significance of this is a lot of us, to your point, are ignoring the negative sentiment. We're looking for positive sentiment.
Right.
Because it's time-consuming and annoying to have to try to overcome objections. That's why the genius of having these text templates in there is so important. It behooves all of you to learn how to climb up the funnel, right? Stop waiting for people that know exactly what they want. There's only so many of those people. The real money is in learning how to talk to the people that don't think they need you yet. When you can master that topic with these text templates and strategies like this, that's where the ROI, it's like an ROI multiplier in your business, because nobody else in your area is doing it. I guarantee you, because it's hard, it's confusing. And so using these strategies are important.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but when you've been working with a prospect for a really long time, when you have been nurturing someone in your database for a really long time, the process of going from showing homes to contract, you have a different level of trust with them. It's just different than if somebody calls you up and says, show me this house. Now you're a door opener. When you have that longer nurture, it's trust is built, you're their person. And that's already established, maybe even before you show the first home. It's just, for me, a more rewarding adventure of getting somebody through the buying process.
Yeah, and as we go through these guys, and we see this all the time jumping in with the CSM team, Barry and I, the biggest missed opportunities in here, especially with AI, are the no longer looking, the on hold. There are outs that we are literally putting into the text going out to prevent from opt-outs. We understand not everybody's ready today. We're hoping that you are building a funnel and a pipeline for tomorrow, for next week, for next month, for next year. So we need to make sure that you guys are identifying those people coming in, because it'd be real easy for us to keep simple text going out that allow people to opt out. And we really need to change that mindset of what we're doing. They didn't opt out. We need to understand they were given the opportunity to, but they chose the other option, right? If you really go in and watch those, if you no longer want to receive these, reply stop, or if you're on hold, tell us on hold, or whatever. We really need you guys to understand, and that's why we're excited to get these integrated inbox going, because it's going to be an easier to read format and easier for you guys to take over. But a huge shift, and I'm going to talk a lot about homework assignments. If you're a team member on a team here, understanding those text scripts that are going out to identify future buyers versus opt out. It's a massive, massive missed opportunity right now sitting in your database that can change your business tomorrow.
And we didn't practice that transition, but it's actually an amazing transition into our next slide and our next topic, which is a smart list that I built for lead management, right? So how many of you guys have experienced where, maybe there was a misunderstanding and somebody said, I'm not looking for myself, I'm looking for my son. And right? Or something like that. And then what happens? The tag is added, AI not interested in some situations, right? Well, this smart list gives you the opportunity to catch those situations where maybe they are actually a possibility for you. They were just miscategorized, right? So, or another situation where, let's just say, for example, somebody said, this isn't Tanya, you have the wrong phone number. How many of you guys use Barry's wrong number drip? And yeah, how many of you guys get responses from that? Yeah.
So there's like 5 people, easy stuff built in there, guys.
It's in the action plan library. It says Barry's wrong phone number drip 2.0.
Yes.
It's available to all of you guys.
Yeah, so create a simple automation. If you don't know how to do this, we will help you, but create a simple automation where if somebody says you have the wrong number, they're blessing you with information. Take it that way. You have the wrong number, where automatically that drip campaign is added via email. The tag from Ylopo for bad number is added automatically. And then when they respond back or when they log back into Ylopo, they're prompted to give you a new number. This is an amazing system to keep your database alive and evolving over time, right? But so many times, again, when we get that text notification from rAIya that says, you have the wrong number, and we're on the go and we're doing whatever, we say, oh, okay, wrong number, not low-hanging fruit, I can walk away, right? So what this smart list does is it puts everything into a place, and I'm gonna go through kind of how to use it really fast so that you can make sure that your leads are properly staged so that they're on the right action plans so that you can get that up-to-date information as it comes in. Right? And then the next one, a lot of you guys probably already have some kind of smart list set up. That is from the last inbox message, or I'm sorry, the last marketing message, right? So if you're using the preset smart lists, there's a smart list that says last marketing message reply. So this is basically the same smart list, but it just combines everything together and gets rid of those opt-outs and those not interested. So if you're running a team, smart list 1, that's more of a lead management smart list, can be done in, I think I dispositioned 50 leads in a minute and a half the other day, where I just went through really quick and said, this is what I do, bye. And then your agents are working this list. So they're focusing on those people that have been marked interested or
I want to uncover a little bit what you
engaged.
said there. So you're already filtering out, which is a little bit different than I think how a lot of teams are doing this. So you're saying from an admin level, team lead level, filtering out everything else. They're only focused on these, and you've actually gone in, because I noticed when you and I were looking at this before, you don't have the not interested. And we talked about this because a lot of the not interested is not interested today or yet. So you've redispositioned those here. So now they can focus on that pipeline, not worrying about the rest. I love it.
Right. And it's getting rid of all of those stop replies, right? Which we don't have a lot of them. I mean, but we have some, right? Like people say that. But you want to get that noise out of the way so that we're focusing on the people that are going to transact. So yeah, I think we're going to jump in.
Yeah, would it be helpful to kind of see now where the templates live, the new integrated inbox, how this works in real life, actually in Follow Boss where you guys live? I'm seeing heads. Can I get some vocal? Yes. Hell yes. All right. You want to jump into yours here?
You want to see how it works real quick?
I've got you logged into yours and kind of talk us through the integrated inbox first.
All right. Here we go. Nope, no, that's not it. No. Okay, there we are. Okay, so first things first. I said I would show you where the inbox lives, right? So here's where all your inboxes live.
Dim the house lights a little bit so it's green.
Yes, I like that. Can we dim down the light?
Dim down the lights a little.
For photos.
Working on it. In progress.
Elle's amazing.
Elle's running. Elle is amazing, you guys. Let's give Elle a round of applause.
Elle.
Thank you so much.
Does that help?
You good?
All right.
A bit better? All right.
Okay, so here's your inbox. Here's your rAIya inbox, right? That's where that lives. Here's all of your interactions and responses. This is that close button if something is done. So in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and close this one because rAIya is reaching out and, we don't have a response yet. I'm going to close it and let her keep doing her thing. Here's where your text templates live. Highly recommend that once you've gotten Gabe's text list, which you will have a QR code to here shortly, you put them all in a folder. Put them in a folder. So when I need to respond, I just click that and I've got all those options right here.
Hey guys, that part's key, right? If you can't find what you need when you need it, you're not going to go hunting for it. Hello? Put them in a folder for rAIya. They were written specifically for that and to take over and hand off those conversations. So please put them in their own folder so they're easy to find. And when you're working through this list and you're in that folder, when you go to the next person, because it's built into this template section, it already knows that that's where you're probably wanting to go. And it's pulling those up for you because they're all organized in one spot.
That's right. And easy to train on. If you're training agents on what to do, you don't have to train them on what to say or don't be too salesy, be personable. Just use the templates and roll. So it's great. Then the other thing I want to show you really quick is those smart lists, right? So I actually made sure that I was going to have people on my smart lists so that we had something to talk about. So here's that lead management AI opt-out. So an important thing is make sure your columns are in the right order because that's the way you can roll through it really quick. If you need to add a column, you go right here to the inbox, you click the column you want to add. It's going to automatically add it to the end, so you're going to want to drag it to where you want. And then once you've got that smart list saved, if you drag your lists around, you're going to want to hit update list. So the next time you pull that list up, your columns are in that order. Does that make sense?
I want to highlight really quick, guys. And this is a jam-packed session, so please get the QR codes. Yep. We're going to move through. But a big one in that column section that has changed here, when you guys turn this on, will you expand that back open to me, please? Is that last marketing text reply used to live here. All right? It is now down in your inbox apps section.
Yes.
Right? It has moved. So when you guys turn this on, and you've got a lot more options for filtering and sorting to really customize that list, just make sure you really understand that. We'll have a lot more trainings with this, office hours, your Follow Boss CSM, all of that to be able to go deep. But I just want to make sure you guys are making aware because we all get excited. Yes, I want that. You're like, oh, fuck, where did my list go? Or where did my options go? They've moved.
My understanding is that the last marketing message reply will be merged into the inbox, so it should not make your existing lists stop working. I have a hand raised in the back, Jennifer. That was thumbs up. Okay, that is accurate information. Don't you love that? Okay. All right, so don't worry about losing your existing list, but just so you understand what they are, those are the same thing right now. We're still in a little bit of beta on this. But here's how quickly you can go through this list, all right? So I want to get rid of all of the, I want to get rid of all the stops. All right, I'm going to select the list, I'm going to go through, and I'm going to tag all of those people that said stop, just to remove them from this group of people. But it's also super quick to look, and I had one on here that has now, right here. Okay, so this one I wanted to make an example of, right? So not me, wrong number, not interested. Well, this person still staged lead. So if my agents are going in and working their calling list, then they're still calling this person that said it's the wrong number. And that's a recipe for leave me alone, right? But it's also losing an opportunity to get the correct phone number. So now I can quickly go in here, change the stage. I'm going to change it to bad phone. That's going to start the drip campaign, add the tag, so Ylopo knows to prompt for a new phone number, right? It can happen so quickly if you just have these lists set up to do that for lead management. And then the other one is very similar to what you guys already have going on, but again, the same thing. This one, no longer interested. Oh, let's see if I can revive somebody really quick. Let me show you this little button right here. You see that? It looks like a plug. That's your inbox apps. So if you're working a list that's all rAIya, then you can change it to where it's just showing you the inbox apps. So this one actually we do have another response from rAIya, but it said no longer interested, thank you. This would be a great example to go in. See, I hit reply.
You guys see how quick that was now? One click to go to take over this conversation to come back in. Not
so
call a boss.
I think it actually eliminates two clicks or 3 clicks in getting from the stars link to the text thread, in between that. And those clicks add up, you guys, I'm just saying. So again, right here, I can go in and send that text template really quick and get that response. So there you go.
That's great.
All right.
Yep.
Guys, there's going to be a lot more training on this. This is a huge, right? Yes.
Thank you. All right.
This is a big one. All right, we switch back over to the deck, guys. So stay tuned on that. We have a QR code coming up here, I believe, in just a minute to get that going. So you want to kick us off into here?
So the buyer presentation tool we've already announced, we want to help you get buyers to sign agreements with you. And we've designed a product to help accomplish that. You can instantly create it via the tools page. You're going to have dynamic data. It's not just an ebook. This is going to give you a value-based workflow. Just like you go through your listing presentations. This is why I'm valuable, Mr. Homeowner. This is why I'm going to market your home. These are the things I'm going to do. We are literally giving you an outline to conduct these appointments. We know that what we come up with is not going to work for everybody. So literally every section will be able to be added, removed, edited to your liking, to your own business needs. It'll be branded to the individual agent, and you'll be able to review the buying process. Instantly creating the report is going to look something like this, where you put in the buyer's presentation, their name, their search parameters, because that's going to be relevant in a moment. Your Zillow link. If you have a Zillow account, you can pull in your reviews automatically from Zillow. You're going to be able to choose. Do you want to add the article by the Realtor Association that says the 105 ways agents who are realtors are worth every penny? What your color theme is.
And automatically on that too, it's automatically going to pull in your color theme, logos and everything from your branded site, just like it does on everything else. But not everybody has the exact same taste and all that. We're giving you some flexibility. So I think it's just like a 2-minute video showing you once this is generated and it comes up, how quickly, how easily either your marketing team, you, the agent, whoever, can go in and change certain areas if you want to for that specific report.
Yeah, and we're short on time, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but you guys will see here how they're editing the text. The little things that matter for all of us in our business, you're going to be able to customize that. This was a big lift for our engineering team to be able to allow you to have a full PDF editor with live data. You can change your headshot, you can update the information throughout it.
That headshot will pull from the same one that you submitted to get onto the branded site again, so it's automatically pulling the same. You don't have to do it each time. But give you the ability if you want to edit that or production or anything more specific to you versus the team or vice versa.
All right, so I'm going to skip that, just the concepts there. This is 105 ways that you're valuable. If you want to add that and go over some of those value adds, it's really important. It's important because you're asking them for whatever your respective rate of pay is. So over the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to have more conversations around your compensation as a buyer's agent than you ever have. Most of you have skipped listings because you didn't want to talk about compensation, if you're being honest with yourself. And so now you're being forced to make a decision. And unfortunately, I know something. There's a lot of agents that aren't going to learn this skill. And I hope they all do. I hope I'm wrong. But I think there's going to be a moment in all of our career where we have to make a decision. Either I'm going to sell myself and with my shoulders back be proud of the work that I do and the compensation I deserve, or we're going to cower in fear and say, you know what, maybe real estate just wasn't for me. It's a dividing of the herd, as Howard said this morning, and you have to make a decision. And so we really want to empower you guys to do that.
Yeah. We've also brought in other tools that your agents, we didn't want to have a whole new tool that you're like, oh my gosh, I got to learn every single page, it's something different. We've got a lot of information, a lot of tools that we already have. So we're also pulling that into this report. So you're going to see things like the market trends that you can speak to it, that you can add, pull out. These are some of the dynamic data that's coming in. So the market trends report, we're also going to bring in the heat map area. We're also going to go in and allow you, and this is, again, a lot of these you'll be able to toggle on or off. Do I know I'm going to meet Barry and Tiffany for the first time and I know a little bit what they're looking for, I can put some data in to even get some initial numbers as far as homes that are available with a QR code to that. So when we're meeting with them, you can just reach out, like, do you want to be on your phone? I want to make sure this works. I've set something up for you already. You can literally, in that presentation, have them scan a QR code that's bringing them to your search site where they're on their phone, pixeled on that right off the bat, in the presentation, already showing them and teaching them the value of the tools that you have.
I've already done the search for you. Scan the QR code and check it out, right? That's huge. If you have a lender partner, if you have an electrician, a plumber, anybody, they can actually partner with you and you can add them to this report. Furthermore, you want to show that you've been active in the market. So to be able to automatically pull in recent sales from either you or your brokerage for the market area that they're looking, you get to say authoritatively, I and my team are familiar with the area that you're looking to buy, right? And it culminates in this, this loyalty page, right? Where now the reviews from Zillow, right? How great is it to have your reviews on a page as you're going over everything? And the loyalty statement, it was removed.
Whoa, loyalty, I don't know.
All right, so let's see if this custom presentation that I've prepared with you is an example of the care and effort I put into each client. I've recognized that this purchase is one of the largest financial transactions of your life, and it deserves careful consideration and wise planning. In light of this, I feel strongly that mutual respect and understanding are vital components of me helping you in your real estate goals. Reviewing each other's roles and responsibilities are the next steps of your home buying journey, and this is how we decide if we are ready to be loyal to one another.
How easy is it after you do this to say, are you ready to sign an agreement to work with me?
That's it. You nailed it. That's the idea.
The idea
easy.
is the team, right?
Hey, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The idea is to give you talking points. You might already have these, and that's great, but a lot of people don't have something like this. But to give you a tool to talk to customize if you need to lead you up to getting the BBA signed. I saw a hand come up. We can do a couple minutes. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get a microphone here.
She said, is it live already?
Thank you, but that won't work for the mics in the back.
I'm just kidding. No, right next to you.
Right here.
Right there.
Yeah. Is this up on the website and live already, or is it to be launched?
It is
May 22nd.
May 22nd.
May 22nd. We keep your phones handy. We're going to have a QR code to register for the launch webinar here in just a couple weeks to have for you guys to train it, go deeper into it, and start getting it turned on for you guys.
Okay, and when it is on, is it under tools?
Yep.
It will be under tools. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Thank you.
So
got another
this
question in the
is
back.
something really important, really quick, because I know somebody mentioned, Gabe, you might have said you might already have this or something like this. The information being dynamic, pulling up the market trends, all of those things. If you already have a buyer presentation, that's great. But this actually pulls real information, so it shows how relevant versus having something that's static, that's a PDF, that's
already started working.
Yeah.
We're even rebuilding, we're working on, we'll cover this on the webinar, and it's been a complete redesign as we're working with the team. Like, we need this also to be able to text it. We've seen some of those market trends reports and everything. We've talked about this in office a lot, are way too long. So we're actually completely rebuilding how those links will become available as well, so that they're more easily textable out to your buyers as well. So
I've got a question.
Is the mindset behind this more sort of like you'd send a pre-listing package for them to review before the appointment? Or is this something you'd like flip through during the buyer presentation?
That's a great question. It's designed so that when you talk to a lead that says they're not ready, you celebrate their lack of ready. I'm so glad you're not ready. This is a huge decision. We need to sit down and go over the process, right? You set up an appointment, you meet with them, you print this out, you go through what you want to talk about, whether it's the transaction process, because it actually has a linear view of that, why you're valuable, why you're relevant, how you've already started doing a search, how, instead of saying, and now we need to sign an agency agreement, it's now we want to be loyal to one another. This is why we're going to be loyal, right? And so it's the idea is it's a workflow for you to conduct your buyer presentations to get those agency agreements signed. It's how you're going to continue to be compensated in the years to come.
if you're going to use it one way, one time, and a different, right? You may have out-of-state people, but it's a tool for you to start working into your business process.
And you could send
to
it
get to that.
You could send it to them, but you should go over it with them.
Yeah. Good, Mike, right up here
We
real
got
quick.
two questions, one there, actually three, and then one here. Okay.
Guys, just tell us if you've got somebody that we can't see. So one of the mic runners.
I got a question. Is this going to be saved as a profile statement, or is this just a one-off
My
generated?
understanding is there will be like a profile saved where you'll be able to go back to it if you need to.
Yes. Yep.
Got another question?
Yeah, can you send this as a like clickable, searchable link? That way, if they open it at a later time, you can tell that they're looking at it again to trigger rAIya to reach out or to let us know, hey, this buyer is now opening this link again to look at it.
I love all of that. May 22nd, scan the QR code so we can talk to you all about the triggers and everything that are going on in there just for a stake of time. May 22nd.
Good thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barry, do you know if we'll be able to pull in reviews from Google as opposed to Zillow?
Right. That's a great question. We'll find out.
Thank you.
Zillow was first, yes. Because these are coming, and we love this, guys. We are responding to what the market's going right and going quickly. We also want to make sure we got something that we're proud of. And I was nervous about this. I'm like, man, I was nervous. We're going to be able to get something that enough people want it, right, that work. Super happy with how it's turning out. But we also know that this is going to be a living tool that has different iterations like the others as we learn more and as we go. So we love a lot of this. This way we're going to get out something we're really proud of May 22nd for that webinar. And then I'm sure we'll have some follow-ups to that. All right, we're going to do one more. I think you were waiting as well. So we're going to do these two and then got to move to the next.
Will there be a seller presentation tool?
Yes. Yeah. Well, because we've overhauled so much to build this, it's actually going to iteratively impact all the tools pages.
There's going to be a revamp to a lot of the tools because
this was a
of
big lift
happened.
for the engineering team. Yeah.
You kind of answered the question a little bit, but will rAIya be able to, I know you said to keep this and present it ourselves, will rAIya be able to, in some context down the road, be able to push this to the client for the review on their own, like through a link or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we're considering. And when you guys have those ideas, just like you're raising your hands, that's where you email us, Barry, Gabe, at Ylopo, G Cordova, and we listen to you because we're in the field as well. When you guys have good ideas, I'm just as excited as you are because that's a good idea. So
Yeah. All right.